Undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol, has been ordered by the WBC to fight his mandatory challenger, who is David Benavidez. Now, apparently, PBC and Matchroom are close to finalizing the fight, which will most likely take place this coming summer. Now, me personally hearing this news, I don't have a problem at all with this fight taking place. Do you know what I mean? I feel like David Benavidez will present a different sort of challenge to Dmitry Bivol than the one that he faced against Artur Beterbiev. Do you know what I mean? I watched the fight that David Benavidez had against David Morale. I wouldn't say Benavidez looked great in that fight. He did enough. He did what he had to do to win the fight. Do you know what I mean? I don't particularly rate Benavidez as like a great skilled boxer. I feel like he's one of them guys, he goes out there, leaves it all on the line. Do you know what I mean? He's prepared to take risks. Do you know what I mean? And if you're prepared to take risks, you're going to win fights. Do you know what I mean? And especially against someone like a Dmitry Bivol, who is so highly skilled, elite, world-class fighter. Do you know what I mean? We've just seen him go toe-to-toe with Artur Beterbiev, you know, 2 fights back-to-back. And he did well, man. Do you know what I mean? Didn't get knocked down, didn't get knocked out. He stood there, lost 1 fight and won 1 fight. Do you know what I mean? So we already know Dmitry Bivol's levels. You know what I mean? And in this fight, if the fight does happen with him and Benavidez, you know, Bivol's going to be the favorite. He's going to be the outright favorite. But listen, it's boxing, innit? It's boxing. There's no guaranteed winners out there. Anything can happen, especially with someone like a Benavidez who goes out there and lets the bombs go. Do you know what I mean? And against Bivol, he's going to have to take even more risk, because if he doesn't, he's going to be outclassed for 12 rounds. He might even get stopped, because David Benavidez does get hit a lot. That's one thing I noticed. He does get hit a lot. Do you know what I mean? So for me personally, on a personal level and as a boxing fan, I think that's a good fight. Do you know what I mean? I think that's a good fight. It's going to be entertaining. And I'll be tuning in, no doubt about that. But listen, I'm putting myself in the position of Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev, he beat Dmitry Bivol. And he granted Bivol an immediate rematch. Do you know what I mean? Even after the rematch, Artur Beterbiev said in an interview that he didn't have to do that. He didn't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? But he was persuaded to give Bivol a rematch. You know what I mean? He didn't want to do it. So for me, it's like, I feel a bit uneasy like that Bivol won't be giving Artur Beterbiev an immediate, that trilogy, the opportunity for the chance to fight for that trilogy straight away. Do you know what I mean? Like me, the way I look at things, yeah, it's better to strike while the iron's still hot. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of us were so hyped up, so excited about that rematch. And it was a fantastic fight. It was a great fight. So for me, on a personal level, I'm like, yo, let's do that again. Let's run it back straight away. Let's do it. No waiting around, especially because Artur Beterbiev is like 40 years old, man. And in the last fight, we already saw like he put some type of pressure, do you know what I mean? But he couldn't sustain it. He couldn't sustain it. We can see he was slowing down. His performance deteriorated because Father Time waits for no one. As great as Artur Beterbiev is, he's 40 years old, man. He's gonna slow down. The body is just not the same as it was 2 or 3 years ago. And that's normal. It's Mother Nature. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's like, if Artur Beterbiev doesn't get that immediate trilogy, it's like, he has to wait another, what, 8, 9 months? Do you know what I mean? Like, let's say, for example, Dmitry Bivol fights Benavidez in the summer. He wins that fight. They're not fight. The trilogy won't happen until, we're looking at December. Do you know what I mean? And that's a long time for a guy like Artur Beterbiev at his age to be waiting. Do you know what I mean? That's why for me, I was in favor of, look, let's go straight back in there in the summer. Get this trilogy done. Forget about it. Move on. Do you know what I mean? Like, these two have to close that chapter. Do you know what I mean? But now that the WBC have ordered, do you know what I mean? They're basically forcing Bivol to take on Benavidez, yeah? Like, that trilogy is just. I'll even go as far as to say like I doubt it's even gonna happen now. Do you know what I mean? Because look, we can say, yeah, Bivol is the superior fighter, as the better boxer, but if he goes in against Benavidez, it's boxing, anything can happen. If he was to lose, do you know what I mean? There is no trilogy. Do you know what I mean? Especially because Benavidez is fighting for all the marbles, man. Bivol's got all the belts. Benavidez getting opportunity to win all the marbles. Do you know what I mean? So that's an extra motivation, extra incentive for Benavidez to even go out there and go hard at Dmitry Bivol. Do you know what I mean? So we never know. Like for me, yeah, it's just taking a risk, unnecessary risks. Do you know what I mean? And I know it's been forced by the WBC to take on his mandatory challenger, but surely there's a way out of it. Come on, where's Turkey al-Sheikh when you need him? Come on, surely they can do something. Tell Benavidez, yo, listen, chill. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure they can come up with some type of step aside money. Do you know what I mean? Look, there's 5-6 million. You chill. Let Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev go at it in the summer for the trilogy. Let them close that chapter, and then you can fight for the belts next. Do you know what I mean? You can fight for the belts next. You know what I mean? Because as you feel like right now, the appetite is there with the fans. We want to see that fight. We want to see that trilogy. We want to close that chapter, but it's looking very likely that we're not going to see that. No, in the near future anyway. No, in the near future anyway. Do you know what I mean? And also, Benavidez is with PBC and Bivol's with Eddie Hearn. And like I said, if you watch one of my videos, I said it. As soon as Turkey al-Sheikh signed that deal to form a new boxing league with Dana White and TKO, there was gonna be problems, man. There was gonna be problems with the establishment. What's happening now? WBC are trying to show Turkey al-Sheikh, listen, you might be splashing the cash, you might think you're the Don, but listen, we're still around, mate. We were here before you. And trust me, you're not the one running things here. We're still in charge. We're still in control. Eddie Hearn, PBC teaming up, trying to show Turkey al-Sheikh that, listen, you're not the only ones that can do big fights and throw big events. We've been doing this thing way before you. Do you know what I mean? So there's like a power struggle that's beginning to unravel in boxing. Do you know what I mean? And this is exactly what I've been warning people about. This is what I told people. Trust me, there's gonna be a clash. As soon as Turkey al-Sheikh signed that deal, there was gonna be a clash because the establishment, they want to show everyone else, the boxing fans, they want to show Turkey al-Sheikh and everyone else, the TV networks, that they are still in control. They are the bosses. Do you know what I mean? So, and this could mess up a lot of business for a lot of fighters in the future, man. Do you know what I mean? So I just hope like they come up with some type of truce, some type of negotiation where they can all work together. Do you know what I mean? So that we can see the fights that we want to see. Because me, I wanted to see Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol next up. Next up. Do you know what I mean? Because the WBC trying to force these mandatories, they never had that energy for Canelo Alvarez as super middleweight. When Benavidez was a super middleweight, like they weren't forcing Canelo to fight him. Then Benavidez moved up. So where was this energy from the WBC? Like, do you know what I mean? The pick and choose, like, when to apply their rules, man. I just feel like, because they know Turkey al-Sheikh is involved in this, you know, Artur Beterbiev, very close friendship with Turkey al-Sheikh. Turkey al-Sheikh really likes Artur Beterbiev. Do you know what I mean? They got a lot of connections. They're like WBC, maybe Eddie Hearn and PBC. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to show that, yo, we're still around. Do you know what I mean? We're in charge as well. Like, we can throw big events. And the whole thing is just like, it's sad to see. It's sad to see. And you know what? It's the fans that are going to miss out. You know what I mean? I don't have no problem at all with the fight. David Benavidez taking on Dmitry Bivol for the belt. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's going to be an exciting fight. It's just the manner they're going about it. Do you know what I mean? We've seen in the past, they've turned a blind eye. Some people have taken side money to chill so that we can get a big fight. Why can't that happen now? Do you know what I mean? Because Artur Beterbiev, 40 years old, listen, he's not going to get any better. It's better for him to get that fight right now than to be sitting on ice for months and months or even a year. Do you know what I mean? Let's say Bivol wins the fight against Benavidez, but he gets injured. He has to have surgery or an operation. He's out for 9, 10, 12 months. Like, do you know what I mean? Then what does Artur Beterbiev do in that time? Fight some random guy? Nah, man. Artur Beterbiev deserves to fight only in the big fights because he's done it all. Do you know what I mean? He deserves the big fights only. And the WBC, Eddie Hearn, PBC, come on, guys, man. You have to really think about it. Give the fans what they want. Give the fans what they want, because at the end of the day, the sport is all about the fans. Listen, I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this news, man? David Benavidez challenging challenging Dmitry Bivol for all the marbles. Do you think it's a bit unfair on Artur Beterbiev, who honored Dmitry Bivol with that rematch? Do you think it's unfair on him? And also, he's getting old, man. He's getting on. He's slowing down, man. What are his chances of winning that trilogy if he sits on ice for months? For me, like, his chances are very low, man. Because Dmitry Bivol's a young guy. He's only 31. Do you know what I mean? He's got all the energy, he's got all the time in the world right now. Artur Beterbiev doesn't. Let me know in the comments what you think of these news. I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. I'm your boy Enzo. Please go ahead and smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe, because that's the only way you're going to help us to grow. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed. Peace.